Zayne Schizas.
Hello, Fabian 5th graders. Being at Fabian, we know that we have zero tolerance for bullying. Yet, still, all around the U.S., there are students being bullied. My goal for this project was to help fellow students that are or were being bullied. Which leads me, and during this project, it led me to the root, the reasons they bullied. One reason is that they're tricked into thinking it's the cool thing to do by their friends that are bullies. The next one is that they feel powerful when they bully because maybe they were bullied, so they want to feel more powerful, turn the tides. And then lastly, and most sadly, is what I like to call the bully cycle. There's a kid that bullies. It turns into an adult that bullies. It turns into a parent that bullies their kids. And then their kids bully. They grow up to be adults. They grow up to be parents that bully. That is the bully cycle. Now, I would like to take you into the bullying timeline. 1857, first example of bullying in writing. 1862, first report of death by bullies. A kid in England, I think, or maybe it was some fort, but was hanged by his sweater, and everybody called on to see the dummy. Tragic. Next up is 1897. 1897. First research of the first actual research on bullying. The man was a mental scientist, and he led to the reasons that they bully. Next up is 1952. Bullying includes robbery, breaking into other students' homes, and stealing their stuff. 1981, anti-bullying law. I'm not sure if it's still active to this day. I hope it is. 1999, 2 boys bring 18 bombs to school because they were bullied. They wanted to get back, because that's never the right thing to do. You should always tell an adult if something like this is happening. 2003, cyberbullying leads to suicide. A boy named Matt. He was bullied physically, and he went to martial arts lessons so he could actually defend himself from physical attacks. And then the internet came in. And everybody, all of his friends, would bully him online. And there was no way he could escape this. So he hung himself. 2006, anti-cyberbullying law. Made in California, still active to this day. Next up is the types of bullying. Verbal. Name-calling, rude remarks, making fun of a person's heritage or facial looks that they have no control over. Physical, hitting, punching, kicking. Any way you're actually hurting someone is known as physical bullying. Next up is indirect. Spreading rumors about someone else that aren't nice at all. Next up is social alienation, which is fancy talk for excluding someone from a group. And lastly is, and most recently invented, cyber. Sending hurtful messages using electronic devices, iPhones, computers. And next, I would like to go to consequences. Everything has to have a consequence. And first, the target. The target gets depression, anxiety, sadness, loneliness, loss in activities they used to enjoy, changes in sleep and eating, their grades drop, they miss, skip, or drop out of school. Next up is the bully. The bully abuses drugs and alcohol sooner than it's supposed to, gets into fights, drop out of school, and become criminals as adults. Because I read this thing online. I'm not going to say I read this thing online. Where there are 5 bullies. They turn 30. 2 of them have a criminal record. And lastly is the bystanders. You don't think they'd have that big of a consequence. They have a huge one. Their consequence is they abuse alcohol and drugs to get over the feeling they had seeing someone get bullied. And now I would like to lead to, and I'm going to have the Lego thing. No, now I'm going to lead to a survey. Recently, I have done a survey at Fabian to see how many kids are being bullied at Fabian, are they being bullied on school campus, and what kind of bullying it was. Here, I did a survey over 21 5th graders, I found that more than half of them were not being bullied. But I interviewed 21 kids. 7 were bullied, 14 weren't. What about those 7? Most of them said that they aren't being bullied anymore, but what about the rest? I don't think that's acceptable at Fabian. And I also did on what kind it was, and I found that verbal was the most common. 65%.
Yeah.
Shocker. Next up is physical, 25%. And lastly is indirect, rumors, 10%. Now I would like to lead to my Lego presentation. And in my Lego presentation, I have like a divider down the middle, and there's like this side, and everybody's all happy. And on this side, everybody's like dark. And they're like bullying each other. Here we have a happy playground. Everybody's nice. Nobody bullies each other. Then on the other side, we have where all the students pick on each other. Nobody has friends. It's a terrible world. Which one do you want to live in? Think about it. Now it's time for my problem and solution. Now, hold on. The way I see it, the problem is that kids are getting bullied, but most of them don't know how to stop it. Thus I was thinking, how can I get them without directly talking to them? Because some kids are shy. They don't want to say that they are being bullied, because it might get you bullied more if you tell someone. So I created a website called www.bullybuster101.com/blogger. And there I put up, and I update it with the definitions on the types of bullying, why the kids bully, and others. But I didn't want this to only help the victims. I wanted this to reach out to the bullies and smack them in the face. Because in my website, it tells them why what they're doing is so wrong. Now, have you thought about the playground? Which one? And then hopefully everybody will say, oh, the happy playground. Yeah. Happy playground. Yeah.
close.
I'm closing. Okay. Now I've made my mark, my website on bullying. I've done what I could to help stop bullying. What will you do?